A big puzzle about fascination with the Cuban Missile Crisis is why? What does it have to say to us? Probably the main reason is that it shows, believe it or not, that a nuclear war is possible, even if nobody wants it. This is the scary thing. See, if some demented Hitler or something got a hold of nuclear weapons and just wanted to create mayhem all over the world, doesn't he, including nuclear mayhem, well, that's a kind of a problem, and you can't say it's impossible, but it's not the real problem. It certainly wasn't the problem in the missile crisis. Problem is, you are not prepared for the change that takes place in here and in here, in your gut. When things careen out of control, when planes fly over the wrong places, when things turn up where they're not supposed to be, when people get angry or exhausted and give you bad advice, when the intelligence is looking very sparse and even counterintuitive, when all of this stuff is going on, and it's going on in 3 different places, and everybody is making assumptions that are consistent with what they originally believed but are not open to the facts as they're coming in, then you get people making decisions under tremendous stress, under wrong assumptions, and at that point, if we come into the missile crisis, we come in at about the last weekend, and I can guarantee you that none of the people in Moscow or in Washington who were managing this, and probably a lot of them in Cuba, nobody really could figure out what was going on. I mean, does Khrushchev want a war? God, it doesn't make any sense. Khrushchev's thinking Kennedy wants a war. I saw him last year. He didn't seem like that kind of a guy. Now, Castro has his own problems. He knows, I mean, he thinks he knows that Kennedy wants a war, but only a little tiny war with Cuba. It's a crisis. Crisis. Think about that. Repeat this word over and over again. Crisis. Because if you, sitting there in front of your computer terminal or with your phone, and you're saying, these people, I mean, what are they worried about? I mean, if nobody wants it, you won't get it. Have you ever got something you didn't want? What if that thing you didn't want was all-out nuclear war? What if that was on your shoulders? You put that load up here, unexpected, and you start to crack and crumble. You're in a crisis, and you wish you were your real self, but you're not. And you can't prepare for it. Because to do a simulation of a deep crisis is just a simulation. It's just pretend. You can only do this once. This has to be the first time for you, if you're in charge, and you do not know what in the hell is going on, or if the other guy has already decided he wants a war, or, as was worried, a deep worry in Washington, Khrushchev may not want a war, but what if there's a coup? This was discussed. A coup, the military takes over and they launch. And tens of millions of Americans die because you didn't launch first. That's the kind of stuff people are telling you. You weren't prepared. How do you prepare? You don't prepare. That's why you got to get rid of the weapons.